Hi everyone, it's Sherry here. Welcome to my channel, Practical Stitches. And today I'm going to show you how to make a headband. Now this is a button headband. I'm going to take it off. And I thought I could copy it because this headband fits pretty good on my head. It's not too tight and it holds my hair back because seriously, we can't get haircuts and I can't stand my hair hanging in my face. Every time I bend over to get clothes out of the dryer, I can't see. So, this is just made out of woven fabric. It's getting pretty ratty looking, which is why I wanted to make another one. And it just has elastic. So here's one that I made. Very easy to put on. Getting that stuck in my ears. But you can fold it, the fabric, or make it as wide as you would like. Ugh, hair static. So I made a few so I could show you how to do them. Oh, I got hair hanging somewhere. So I just drew it on a piece of paper. Very straightforward to make. You need piece of fabric 14 inches by 17. I cut it on the fold, so that's why it says 7 by 17, but it says right there on the paper. Casing, you need 3 inches by 12 and a 6-inch piece of elastic that is about 3/4 inches. Or you could use 1 inch, whatever. Anyway, there's the hair. Yeah, so I had these scarves that I used to wear, and they never stay on my head. Like if you're out picking berries or something like that, because I get to keep the sun off my head without wearing a hat. I would wear a scarf on my head. Anyway, they never stay on my head. So I took some old scarves, made some headbands. Anyway, I did a tutorial on it, and it'll show you how to do it. Right here.
Okay, you take your large piece of fabric that measures 14 inches by 17 inches, fold it right sides together, and we're going to sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance down the longest end, the 17-inch end, backstitch at the beginning, and sew down the length, just using a straight stitch obviously, and backstitch at the other end. So you're forming a large tube. And a lot of clipping threads. Anyway, you turn the tube right sides out, and then you just want to press it flat. So just want to iron that. There, it's magically ironed. So now you want to pleat each end. You want to make it the same size as your elastic. I'm using a 3/4 inch elastic. So if you had a 1 inch elastic, or you just want to pleat your fabric into approximately the same width as your elastic. And then you're going to secure that end after you have it pleated. And clip your threads. And you want to do the same thing to the other side. So you're just going to pleat it and try and do it the same way you did at the other end, just so the fabric lays the same. So I'm just trying to even that up and checking to see if I have it straight and don't twist it. I'm just trying to get my pleats sort of even. And then you're going to secure that end. I'm finding it hard to sew with the camera in the way because everything is in and around the camera. So I just pulled all my bobbin thread up. There, that's all fixed. Lots of clipping thread in this video, and of course this is done in real time, so it's not speeded up or anything. So it only takes about 10 minutes to make this project. So it's a quick little project to do, and you don't use a lot of fabric. So I am lining up the headband piece with the casing piece that's going to enclose your elastic. I'm just finger pressing the middle of it and going to line up the headband to the middle of the casing, and I'm going to secure that in place. And I'm using white thread so you can see what I'm doing, sort of. And you're going to do the same thing to the other side, and you want to make sure you don't twist your casing or your headband when you do this, and do it in the same manner as before. And I have it all twisted there. Sometimes it's hard to think inside out or backwards. So I'm just trying to, I think I made 5 of these now to try and show you how to do this. I only wanted 1. So there, I have the casing going the same way, and I have my headband flat. So you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Find the middle of your casing. I just finger pressed it. And now that I moved it, I'm just there. There we go. And secure it in the same manner. So the next step is to sew the elastic, because we're going to cover the elastic with that casing. So just going to secure the elastic in place to the headband piece. This part is quite thick. If you didn't want to make this as thick, you could cut your headband piece in half instead of doing the fold over, like double layer. And then you would just have to hem either side of your headband piece. So it would be like 7, or if you cut it 7 by 17 and then just hemmed it, it would make the layers a little thinner. Although I did make this on my regular sewing machine. So make sure your elastic isn't twisted. Sew it to the other end in the same way you did before. And clip all your threads. And then this is the last step to cover the elastic. Now the casing is almost twice the length of the elastic, so this is the tricky part. Just gonna fold over your casing and hide your raw edges. And just because it's bulky there at the end, it's kind of awkward to get it started. So you just want to sew that piece down. I'm just messing around trying to get it even, covering all my raw edges. And if you're using the same color thread, it doesn't show up. I'm just being fussy there, trying to get the raw edges enclosed. And sorry that my hand is in the way. So just gonna sew over that part there where the casing meets the headband to make sure it doesn't come apart. And it adds some more secure stitches to that joint or that join where the elastic is. Be a lot of stress on that seam. So now you have to pull your elastic and cover it at the same time with your fabric. So that's the tricky part. So I pull it and hold it in place, and make sure your needle is down so your fabric doesn't come flying out, because you're putting quite a bit of pressure trying to pull the elastic and sew it at the same time. But as you can see, the elastic pulls the same length as the casing. My fabric won't cooperate, so there we go. Just fold it over to hide your raw edges. Make sure your needle is down. And the end part is the tricky part. It's just got to fiddle around with it and get it to lay flat. As you can see, my fabric wants to go the opposite way. The first time I did this, it went super slick, so it's because I'm filming. It looks more awkward than it actually is. See, my fabric won't cooperate. Or my fingers, apparently. But you just cover it over. Make sure they're all enclosed. Needle down. And almost done. I had to get some help of the seam ripper to tuck that piece of fabric in. It would not cooperate. And there we go. Almost to the end. You just want to make sure you catch all your raw edges. And as I said, if you use the same color thread, this isn't going to show up at all. It's not going to look messy. And you can see how the casing the elastic is all covered. There. Headband completed. And clip off all your threads. I so hate dangly threads. Forever clipping threads. But that is a neat way to sew that on there without trying to sew it in a different manner. That would be, I know, might look awkward, but it's not as bad. So there, completed headband in 10 minutes.
So I hope that tutorial was clear, and you can see you can fold your fabric and change the look of your headband, because you can pull it out to make it wider. And I hope you found that helpful. So take care, everyone, and stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.